Well, guess what's going to happen for you Pisces folk? You're coming into some serious big luck energy, as well as a renewal and a fresh beginning of magical proportions in your career and work life, all starting in November. So if you're new to my channel, guess what? I am Lori Lothian. I am a Hellenistic whole sign house astrologer. I am also using techniques from Babylon and other ancient tools. I'm very traditional that way, and I'm very predictive in my astrology. However, if you also are new to traditional astrology, I use the whole sign house system. All astrologers do when they do YouTube videos. We act as if we're talking whole sign houses. So first of all, cast your chart in whole sign houses, get my description box freebie below. And second of all, so Placidus and stuff doesn't work here, but also check your rising sign, the most accurate. Then you can listen as well for sun, maybe purpose and career, moon, maybe how you feel about the month, but certainly you need to know your rising to get the best juice out of these kinds of videos that all of us astrologers do on YouTube. Now, don't forget, if you're new, like and subscribe and hit my bell for notifications. Now let's get talking about this sky for you. Crazy ass good sky for you Pisces in this month. Now, first of all, it's a weird month because both Jupiter, the lord of your sign, and Mars go retrograde to join also already retrograde Neptune and Uranus. So there's a lot of sense here that this is kind of like the big, like, when the sun comes up and there's that silver lining of, not even silver lining, when the sun comes up, you can see this glow on the horizon, but the sun isn't up yet. But it's coming. It's kind of like that here for you. There's this glow up coming, but you have to wait a little bit. You have to wait until Jupiter goes direct, for instance, November 23rd. So, but good things are humming in your sky. All right. And you are extremely lucky. This is one of your luckiest months of the year. Why? Because Jupiter is the lord of your sign and he is sliding back retrograde into your sign. Yes, influencing your body, your sense of health, everything else. He got there on the 28th or so of October, does not leave your sign till December 20th. So November, especially on the 23rd when he goes direct, but November is a very blessed month. And now he can bring you personal luck. He's coming into the house of Pisces, that is your ascendant or sun or moon, and he loves up that part of you, especially if your ascendant, sun or moon is between 20, let's go 20 to 29 degrees, maybe even 25 to 29 degrees. I mean, to be more precise, those later degree Pisces get the love up of a century, where the other Pisces people had more love, let's say, for all degrees, etc., in the first 5 months of 22. If you are not careful, you can put weight on when Jupiter goes to your first house, or your belly girth may expand because you are pregnant. If pregnancy is something you've been hoping for, anytime Jupiter goes into the first house, it's quite possible. Also, Pisces, you're kind of the Midas touch without the consequences. You can get golden opportunities being drawn to you. You are just kind of charmed. You're magnetic. You're charismatic in November. You got your game on, really. You really have it on. You're acting like you're the king or queen of your life, and it's not that hard to be that way. And as Jupiter is retrograding, you might go back. So in other words, all of November till the 23rd, kind of go back and ask yourself, what were you doing in the second half of April of 22, maybe the first week of May, when he was in those last degrees of the house of you, because he may be going back over old ground. And some of the old ground may have to do with your health. Jupiter here is going to find health solutions for whatever ails you and make you more, physically good news for your physical health. He is the god of wealth and prosperity, and when he goes through the house of you have to do it. You have to be the one who chooses prosperity. I do have an all signs video for this. It goes into more depth, but I want you to know that's one of the reasons it's the big luck month. Now, I'm going to highlight the other part. I'm going to go through a lot of detail, but I want to talk about why I was really saying a new beginning, a fresh start in your career. That's because there is going to be a glorious new moon on the 23rd of the month. That's the day that Jupiter goes direct in your 10th house of reputation and career. And it's accompanied by both Venus conjunct and Mercury. So it's an incredibly powerful, auspicious re-beginning, reset of something to do with work, career, ambition, and purpose. And that's going to be in some more detail in a bit more on this video. Now, let's talk Venus and Mercury to start off. And I'm kind of going by sign rather than by chronology. I hope this is okay with you guys. Did I tell you where I'm visiting? Oh, there's the door. It's open. That's my sister Nancy's book collection and her Reiki certificate. Nancy, Healing with Nancy Lynch, just cured me of something that should have needed antibiotics, and I got over it with in-person Reiki. But I also have done a ton of distance Reiki with her. She healed me of a chronic SI joint piriformis sciatic issue. So if you want to try her out, Gratitude 20 is her Thanksgiving month of November sale. I think it's on now. I'm recording on the 23rd or 4th of 24th of October. So go ahead and grab it if you want to get healed at a distance for very good prices. She's not expensive, and she's extraordinary, talented healer. Reiki is just her tool. She's a healer. Okay. So moving forward, I'm promoting her because I'm in my sister's house visiting, and it's the nice thing to do. See there, her dolly and her little fairy on the wall and her Buddha. The girl is deeply spiritual. Now back to you. All right, Pisces, only you get the whole download about, mystical sisters. Venus, October 23rd to November the 15th, will be in Scorpio, accompanied by Mercury at the same time. And they both leave mid-month, like the 16th, 17th, they hold hands and cross out of Scorpio. But when they're there, this is good for you. It's really quite awesome because they are in a water trine from Scorpio, applying to your ascendant. They're bringing good things your way to do with foreign lands, travel, legal and court cases, patriarchal figures and father figures, things to do with book and book publishing, learning, academia, spirituality, and beliefs. All the ninth house meanings here that I could come up with. And they're sort of and a third marriage, and they're leaning from that place of the ninth into you with beams of fun and love and goodness. And of course, Venus here, she could be bringing you some good news about a possible pleasure trip to a foreign land. Mercury could bring you good news about a father figure, book publishing, things coming through. You could be increasing your communication here regarding visas, passports, and legal matters, or things to do with a father figure, because sun's up there with them. Now, here the sun in his joy means you get some joy with Venus a benefic in this ninth house. So some of you Pisces will maybe plan a trip to a foreign land, or have some female or male figure emailing you or calling you and saying they're going to visit you from a foreign land. These are all possible. And you've been going through a south node transit through your ninth house, which can mean a lot of you may be letting go and releasing and surrendering an old faith, an old belief that doesn't work for you, an old religious path. But also you may be letting go of a father figure, or you may be letting go of a third marriage, or you may be letting go of a foreign land and country storyline, like, especially if you're living in a land that's foreign to where you were born. As this is happening, this Venus and Mercury story, you have this incredible amount of, because you have a Jupiter in the house of use, incredible amount of luck energy going through your sky. And because the ninth house is a luck house in the Vedic tradition, and one of the luckiest times for you is going to be the 14th and 15th or so of the month. This is going to be, well, let's put it in more context. We'll start off November 10th, super lucky. Venus will trine Jupiter from the ninth house, but followed up by, on the 14th, 15th, the sun trining Jupiter from the ninth house. Both of those are extremely lucky and likely connected. All right. Now, if you have legal things that require judges and courts and legal documentation or visas, this is all good breakthrough and luck energy. But again, some of you could be traveling or tripping off to a foreign land as a result of this transit. What else can I tell you? And that's about that. When they move into Sagittarius, holding hands around the 15th, 16th of the month, 16th, 17th of the month, both Venus and Mercury will be moving through your 10th house. And that's why I was so excited, because the new moon on the same time frame, the 23rd, a little bit later though, is going to be connected to both of those planets. And so what we see with that kind of energy, starting a new seed, a new beginning, but you got blessings from Venus, the goddess of money, and women who could support your new beginning, or sisterhoods and stuff like that, and being popular and being very appealing to the public, as well as Mercury saying, well, and we're going to make this thing marketable, merchandisable, and maybe successful financially, because Mercury, Venus together is like market energy. I'll be doing a separate video on that. It could be a turnaround after a big stock market dump for the world. But I like them together on a new moon in Sag, okay? Could portend a bottom for the markets even in the collective sphere. And then as we go forward in time, maybe sort of, I'm going to try my best to be a little chronological for you at this juncture. No, I'm not. Sorry, I lied. Mars retrograding and Jupiter retrograding. Mars retrograding October 30th to January 12th. So therefore all of November. This is a story that will impact you in your home. Something to do with what you're doing with real estate, where you're living, basically. It could be rentals, owned tenancies, construction, renovation, changing your home. It could be fighting in the home. Be careful for conflict with somebody you live with. It certainly can activate, though, the theme of having to move your home or having to change your home. But if he's retrograde, which he is for most of November, well, I mean, he is retrograde all of November, and he won't go direct till January, you may have to go back over old contracts or agreements, mortgage documents. You may be digging them up, looking at them, checking out the financials around property and real estate. Some of this may be pulling from the house of legacy wealth, inheritance, you or your spouse's parents or something like that. But you're really digging into this kind of digging in, Mars is kind of like, sometimes as a shovel. You're communicating, you're messaging. This is Gemini, guys. This is like, are you fighting with your neighbor? Brotherly love, not there, that could even be having arguments with someone in the neighborhood. But it could also mean that you're trying to work out some kind of negotiation or deal around land and real estate. And this is all retrograde during that time, and it can involve estates and legacy, and you're involved somehow in those themes. Because Saturn also moved direct October 23rd, and is direct, thank God, from your 12th house. There's support from Saturn to Mars at the end of the month. There's a long Saturn-Mars trine, basically anytime from about the 24th to the end of the month, you're going to feel it, 23rd, 4th onward, and it can really move you forward from the area of kind of backroom deals and negotiations that are needed in order to move some kind of legacy, financial wealth, bank loans, credit cards, mortgage thing, arrangements and agreements and trusts and legacies forward. But you may be consulting or doing a lot of behind the scenes negotiations or phone calls or things like that. And the last 10 days, 9 days of November, yeah, that's I'm going to go with that for sure. Also, if you're going through this kind of like hermit transit, Saturn through your 12th house ever since it sort of started a little bit in 2020. I think it was like March to July, and then it came back again full time since December of 20. So, you've been going through a lot of shit, right? Excuse my language, Pisces rising, reflecting, deep soul searching, contemplating your navel, feeling alone, even in the company of others, being retrospective, introspective. You're looking for deep spiritual wisdom and truth, and clearing out your karmic junk and your own crap as Saturn goes through your 12th house. He's done in March, right? Yeah, but he's still there. So this is a time where he's going direct until then. So you're finally on the other side of something very gnarly, psychological, emotional, spiritual conundrums and challenges. Okay, you're on the other side of it. It's done. You're finished. And you may be feeling a little bit more free, and the silver lining, finish line is in sight regarding that transit. Also, I would say this eclipse, I'm not doing an eclipse video because there's a super deep dive version for all signs that you're going to be able to receive sometime probably around November 1st, that I'll get it to the public. And that video is the one you want to listen to. So don't forget to hit the bell for notifications. You'll know when I post it, and like and subscribe. But here's the deal. You're going to have an eclipse in that 9th house where all the good stuff was happening, the flow from Venus and Mercury on November the 8th. And it is an eclipse November 8th where Mercury is in the heart of the sun. This can be a huge energy to do with a father figure in your life. And it could be a grandfather figure, father figure of some sort. This eclipse could end up being something to do because the actual eclipse, is in your 3rd house, but the sun Kazemi is in the 9th house of the father. So what father-like figure, big energy with sudden shock and awe stuff is happening? They could have impact on where you live, your neighborhood, what's going on in your environment, your relationship with your siblings. Big energy going on, Pisces. November 8th. The deep dive eclipse will help you get a handle on that. Okay, but it will unfold over 6 months. Now, also, moving forward. Oh, and by the way, that eclipse on November 8th is from things that started to jiggle loose and started to plant seeds for this back on April 30th. So April 30th, add 2 weeks, and then this. Now you'll probably connect the dots after the eclipse. And let's keep moving on to talk about the rest of this guy's story. So now we're going to talk more about some of the transits. I kind of covered the big picture stuff. November 5th to the 7th, just before the eclipse, Venus will oppose Uranus and square Saturn. This is happening from your 9th house to your 3rd house, squaring Saturn in your 12th house, whole sign house wise. All right, it looks like something to do with siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, trips and travel, foreign lands, foreign shores, legal affairs, father figure stuff, and Saturn in the 12th, backroom deals, negotiations, things that are hidden from view, gnarly energy, maybe someone, an authority kind of casting dispersions on something here to do with siblings, but more or less this T-square can outpicture as breakthrough energy regarding your neighborhood, aunts, uncles, cousins, siblings, short trips and travel. And it's got a bit of a shock and awe, but the eclipse is November 8th, right? And this is happening as we build up to November 8th, just before the eclipse. Now, Venus can be a woman in your life dispensing some incredibly powerful, shocking news because she's with Mercury, that really rocks your world about a father figure, a third marriage, trips and travel, legal affairs and stuff like that. So also going forward in time, Venus will trine Neptune and then sextile Pluto. This starts around November 8th and ends around November 15th. So what does the story of Venus trine Neptune sextile Pluto look like? Well, first of all, remember that Venus exalts you, right? I don't know if you know that, but when she comes into Pisces, she's exalted there. So you have a connection here to Venus that's quite special. So even though she may sometimes, she's going to be in a sign, it's not her favorite place to be, which is Scorpio. She does exalt you. So she's coming out of that Scorpio 9th house, and she is going to be trining that Neptune in the house of you. You could have some spiritual breakthrough here through a female teacher. You could have some kind of activation of an inspiration, or inspired vision, or divine download, or high imagination activation. And especially if it has to do with big spiritual themes and beliefs, basically. But it certainly is a positive sky for you. And as she sextiles Pluto, you could have favors from the eldest sibling, because Pluto is in the 11th of your eldest sibling. Venus can be sisterhood, maybe a female sibling supporting you in some super powered way. Big favors from siblings and stuff like that, or from friends in high places or people with great power showing up in your sky around that November 10th to the 15th. Okay. Then later on, the sun will also trine Neptune on the 14th, 15th, while Venus is in that trine to Jupiter. 14th, 15th of the month is a super sweet time for you. Lots of flow, ease, and luck coming your way. What's to complain about? I don't think anything on the 14th and 15th. That Venus trine Jupiter in your house of your body is pure luck on luck. But again, luck with court cases, legal affairs, patriarchal themes, father, book publishing, and academia, and trips to foreign lands. Venus trining Jupiter retrograde, as I said, on the 14th and 15th. So don't forget that. I put that on my calendar for you guys because it is one of your luckiest days of the year. And you won't get that kind of luck for another 12 years. Mars will square Neptune, and he's doing it forever. I won't go into the long story, but it has to do with his long retrograde and his long transit through Gemini. Mars square Neptune is like the defogger on your windshield. He's trying to clear up a fog of illusion about your health, about your body, about your personhood, about your identity. Jupiter is hanging out with Neptune, trying to also help you there with identity shifts and clarity and awareness of what it is your purpose in life is, what's the meaning of your life, what the hell are you here for? And also things to do with new strategies for independent business, relating to your children, your lover, your romance, and having more fun in life. All this is being activated by this square, as Mars in the house of where you live, your home, who you live with, property, real estate, and legacy wealth is trying to clear up some illusion. Now, come on, Neptune going through the first house, you could be deluded in illusion with your primary relationship. Maybe you're in a relationship with someone who isn't good for you, or there's something like that going on, especially because Ceres, the scythe, the grim reap, she reaps, she harvests, is moving through your 7th house, where she's trying to like reap or harvest or end relationships that are significant to you. I know a Pisces fellow who just lost a relationship through this. And Yet she's doing this in tandem with the eclipse cycle. So you could have a sudden break away from a major life partner or business partner coming on from this Mars transit. So, to remind you of the dates, it's kind of the 16th to the 22nd of November. Then we have a conjunction between Venus and Mercury on the 19th to the 23rd of the month. This is when it's in Sagittarius. It's your new renewal of your new beginnings in your career, your reputation, and your status in the world. It's super sweet. It's very, very lovely. And while that is happening, right, Jupiter is the Lord of your 10th house in the house of you. So what a sweet career uplift. What a yay you. You're really moving upward here. I mean, Venus can bring promotions and raises, good news, and Mercury the same, the email, the phone call that comes in, an ability to market, merchandise, and sell. It's some of the same things I mentioned for the new moon. And you finish strong at the end of the month with Mars trining Saturn. Nothing to complain about, fortifying things to do with home, land, real estate, property. And whether it's buy, sell, or purchase, it's all going to be kind of getting down with some solid, tangible results and actions that signify maybe buying the property, selling the property, moving the property, renovating the property, and having maybe a draw from the 8th house of inheritances and legacy wealth for some of you, or money that you get through a bequeathment or something like that. Just a possibility. Oh my God, guys, did I get through it? I'm not even looking at you because I'm looking at a chart on my screen and my big thing up there. So I'm probably like looking away all the time. I apologize. Normally I'm looking at you, but anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit my bell for notifications, please. And check my description box. You can sign up for courses with me. My Divine Timing Masterclass is coming up in the new year. Get on the wait list, whole bunch of stuff. Why not check out what I offer? I give a ton of freebies. I give you deep dive meanings of the 12 houses PDF document that I created myself for my classes. Is giving away for free right now. So check it out. Thanks guys for listening. I will see you hopefully on the Scorpio eclipse. I hope you guys are going to check that out. That's going to be a long video, probably be 90 minutes, and each sign's going to get a deep dive because it's a big deal eclipse that we're having on USA midterm election day. Yikes. I have to stop the recording and stop the video. And for some reason that I have no idea, there it is, my screen stopped working.